You're in a meeting. You understand every word. Then someone turns to you and asks, "What do you think?" And suddenly your mind goes completely blank. Your heart beats faster. The words are somewhere in your head, but they will not come out. So you just say, "Yeah, I agree." And the moment is gone. Again. Last week, someone told me I had the answer. I just could not say it fast enough. By the time the words were ready, the meeting had moved on. She felt invisible. Maybe you know that feeling. If this happens to you, I want you to know something. It is not because your English is bad. You read English. You watch English. You understand your colleagues. The problem is not knowledge. The real problem is speaking under pressure. In a quiet room, you can find the words easily. But in a live meeting with people waiting, your brain has only a few seconds. That is a completely different skill. And there is one more reason: the fear of making a mistake. You don't want to sound wrong in front of your team, so you stay silent. And every silent meeting makes the fear a little bigger. Today, we are going to break that cycle, together, with 12 simple tools. Here is the good news. You do not need more grammar. You do not need a bigger vocabulary. You need a different habit. So let me show you how fluent speakers actually do it. First, stop translating in your head. When you build every sentence from your own language, you are always 2 steps behind. By the time you finish, the conversation has already moved on. There is a much better way. Speak in chunks. A chunk is a small, ready-made phrase you can use without thinking. Let's learn 12 of them. Chunk 1. You want to speak, but the room is busy and no one stops. Here is your way in. Can I add something here? For example, someone finishes a point and you say, "Can I add something here? I think we are missing one thing." Now you try. Say it out loud with me. Can I add something here? One more time. Can I add something here? Chunk 2. You agree with someone and you want to add your own idea. Just to build on that. For example, just to build on that, we could also send a short follow-up email. It connects your idea to theirs. Say it with me. Just to build on that. Again, slowly. Just to build on that. Chunk 3. You disagree, but you want to stay polite and safe. I see it a bit differently. For example, I see it a bit differently. I think the deadline is the real problem here. Soft, but clear. Your turn. I see it a bit differently. One more time. I see it a bit differently. Chunk 4. The question lands and you feel the panic rising. Stop it with this. Can you give me a moment to think? For example, that is a good question. Can you give me a moment to think? It makes you sound calm, not lost. Say it with me. Can you give me a moment to think? Again. Can you give me a moment to think? Chunk 5. You are not sure what they mean and you need a second. Let me make sure I understand. For example, let me make sure I understand. You want the report by Friday, not Monday. Then they confirm. Now you. Let me make sure I understand. One more time. Let me make sure I understand. Chunk 6. Someone explains something fast and you are lost. Ask for it slowly. Can you walk me through that? For example, that sounds important. Can you walk me through that one more time? Curious, not weak. Say it with me. Can you walk me through that? Again.
Can you walk me through that?
Chunk 7. You want to show you are listening and check that you got it right.
What I'm hearing is,
For example,
the client wants a simpler design.
people feel understood instantly. Your turn.
What I'm hearing is,
One more time. Chunk 8. A topic comes up too early and you want to park it for later.
let's circle back to that.
For example,
That is a great point. Let's circle back to that after we finish this part.
calm and in control. Say it with me.
Let's circle back to that.
Last time.
Let's circle back to that.
Chunk 9. You did not catch what someone said, and that is completely normal.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
For example,
Sorry, could you repeat that? The connection was not clear.
no one will judge you for it. Say it with me.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Again.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Chunk 10. They ask something, and you do not have the answer yet. Buy real time.
Let me get back to you on that.
For example, good question.
Let me get back to you on that by the end of the day.
Honest and professional. Your turn.
Let me get back to you on that.
One more time.
Let me get back to you on that.
Chunk 11. Before you answer, you want to be sure you understood the request.
If I understand correctly.
For example,
If I understand correctly, you want me to lead this part.
they say, exactly. Now you are safe. Say it with me.
If I understand correctly.
Again.
If I understand correctly.
Chunk 12. The discussion gets messy and everyone is talking. You bring calm.
Can we take a step back?
For example,
Can we take a step back? What problem are we really trying to solve?
instantly, you sound like a leader. Last one. Say it with me.
Can we take a step back?
Again.
Can we take a step back?
Now let us put them together. Imagine the meeting from the start of this video. The question comes, what do you think? This time you do not freeze. You say,
Can you give me a moment to think?
the room waits calmly.
Then, let me make sure I understand.
You are asking about the timeline. They nod. You are in control now. And if you disagree, you say,
I see it a bit differently.
simple, professional, no panic at all. One last thing. The biggest mistake is waiting until your English is perfect before you speak. It will never feel perfect. Confidence comes from using these chunks again and again until they feel natural. So now you have 12 chunks, 12 doors. You can jump in, agree, disagree, buy time, clarify, and stay in control. The next time someone turns to you and asks, what do you think? You will not freeze. You will have a phrase ready. But reading them once is not enough. You have to say them out loud again and again until they come without thinking. And that is the real secret. Shadowing, repeating after me, is step 1. But a real meeting is not a recording. It answers back. To get truly ready, you have to practice with someone or something that responds and pushes you to think on your feet. So here is your task. Pick just one chunk and use it tomorrow. Then come back, because next time we are fixing the way you start an email. Out loud. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.